Hello, my crafty friends. I just put some things out here that I've done, just a few things that I did during the 100 Things Challenge. While I talk to you about my conclusions about it, and I want to also thank those of you who commented on the last video I did where I talked about it and wondered what you thought. I appreciate you commenting on the video and let me know what you think. I appreciate those of you who wrote me emails telling me what you thought about it, and the ones who messaged me on private message. Um, so all of you were really supportive, and nobody badmouthed the 100 Things Challenge. A few people said they didn't think they could do it, but or that they would have counted everything they did in order to not be going on forever and those kinds of things. But um, I've I think, based on the things that y'all have said and the things that I was already thinking about, all the things I had not counted, I am going to do what several of you suggested, which is just call my 100 Things Challenge a success and count all those things I didn't count, and not worry about it anymore. Several of you suggested I should just go shopping. Well, my thinking about all this isn't because I'm just dying to go shopping. I really do have tons of stuff to use, and for 90% of what I do, I don't need to shop for anything. And so I'm not going to be going on some big haul or shopping spree. If you were at my live stream last night, then you know that I did go to Hobby Lobby and I did buy some yarn, but I didn't spend a whole lot of money on this yarn because it was clearanced. And I did go and I bought something at a thrift store. But the conclusions I've come to on why this challenge was so good for me was because it did make me think how many things I could do without buying anything. It also made me realize that I use out of my stash all the time, even when I have been buying things. During the time, Tanya and I bought a whole bunch of stuff, but I haven't used a lot of that stuff. I've been using stuff out of my stash, and perfectly happy with that. And that stuff was in my stash before I started this challenge, but I really haven't used very much of the things that Tanya and I bought, and traded back and forth and all of that in the months, before April. And that made me realize that sometimes you buy things just because they're a great deal, and not because you actually really need them in order to do what you want to do. But sometimes when you go and you see something, you think, oh, that is something I could really use. And if you're and it's on sale or it's at the thrift store or whatever, and if you're in the middle of one of these challenges and you let the challenge become something that becomes oppressive, then that's not what Rebecca wanted when she started this challenge. She didn't want it to be oppressive. She wanted it to free you up from thinking about shopping to thinking about using the stuff you've got. And I think that has been a blessing for me. I've done no spend challenges in the past, but it was, I'm not going to spend any money for a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever. And my problem with this challenge was an internal issue. It wasn't a problem with the challenge. Rebecca she gave us all kinds of latitude to choose how we wanted to count our things. The point of it is to do 100 things before you go shopping. But how you count those things, you could decide for yourself. And I was the one who took it to a place where I was making it difficult for myself to get finished because I was doing a lot of things I wasn't counting. And before I started this challenge, I was busy doing a lot of things. Excuse me. The point is that if I had been making this challenge and putting it out there like Rebecca did, I probably would have been kind of vague about it like she was, where she said, you decide what those things are, and you decide what constitutes a thing. And because you don't want, she wanted this to be a good thing for people, to encourage them to use their stash and to give them the freedom from thinking about they have to buy something new in order to create. She didn't want it to be an oppressive thing. She's a lovely lady, and I think she always wants to encourage people, not ever discourage people. But I was finding myself discouraged because of my own rules that I had kind of put in, because I hadn't I was struggling with what to count and what not to count. And that wasn't the purpose of the thing, wasn't, so what do you count? How do you, worrying over that was kind of taking me away from the purpose of the thing. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I think doing this 100 Things Challenge was a blessing for me. But I think I should have not got bogged down in how many things. And I think I've learned a lot from it. One thing I've learned is that how do I say this? I don't really need a challenge to do this. I just needed a new way to think. And because I've done no spin challenges before and been just fine. And I was just fine doing this one, except for me getting myself bogged down in the 100 things aspect of it. And so I have tons of stuff. I don't need to go shopping for most things, but every once in a while you see something really special and you think, oh, I'm going to, if I buy this, I'm failing the 100 Things Challenge. And she said herself, if you fall off the wagon and you buy something, just get back on. Don't fret over it. Don't feel like a failure. Just keep going, making your 100 things. And I agree with that. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that I am going to consider my challenge done with this 100 things, but I am not going to go out and have big shopping sprees because I don't need to. I have tons of stuff. But if I do find something that I really think will benefit what I'm already doing, or it's a new project challenge that I've really wanted to do, then I will buy what I need to do that. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just want to encourage you to not look at this challenge as something oppressive. And I think the spirit of the challenge I want to continue to live with, even if I'm calling it done as far as the 100 Things Challenge is concerned. Even though I didn't show you 100 things, if you look over the past, 2.5 months, you've seen 100 things. It just hasn't been all counted towards that challenge. Anyway, I just love you all, and I don't want any of you to get oppressed by this or to think that I have been, because I haven't been oppressed by the challenge. It was my own interpretation of it that got me into trouble. But I just want you to know I love you. And, I do like the idea that was the main venue, or the main thing that she wanted to put forth, or at least the main thing I got out of what she said was, make stuff with what you've got. You don't have to buy something new to make good stuff, because you've got lots of stuff. and I do. And so that has been a blessing to me. And I've made some things I might not have made otherwise. And that has been a blessing to me. I've thought of, ways to do things that, where I knew I didn't have to go buy anything. But the truth is, it wasn't really hard to do all the things that I've done, because I have a lot of stuff. I really do. I've been very, very blessed. And I'm grateful for that. But I am going to continue to do things. I do things all the time. I'm going to keep doing things. And I'm not going to go crazy and go shopping, and spend all my money because I don't need to. I need to use stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know my conclusions based on your comments and your emails and the private messages that I got. And I thank all of you so much for reaching out to me and answering my question and giving me your thoughts, your personal thoughts about yourself, and your thoughts about what I did and all of that. I thank you a lot. God bless you all. Bye-bye.